Hello everyone, I am Manoranjan H, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Aid College, Bagepalli. Today we will discuss on strategic human resource management prescribed by Bangalore North University for 5th semester BBA. The topic which we are going to discuss today is strategic human resource planning model. In the previous session or class we discussed on HR strategies to increase the performance of a firm. So we shall discuss today on strategic human resource planning model, how the total model of human resource planning look like. We'll discuss the session outcome of or the video would be you will be able to understand the model of strategic human resource planning, how human resource managers plan their tasks or accomplishment of the objectives will be there. So let us start. As you can see in this particular slide, there are four important parameters where every human resource manager plan themselves. The first one comes assessment of current HR capacity. No doubt, before any kind of strategies to be implemented in an organization, the particular plan should be assessed or particular plan will be accomplished based on the HR capability or HR capacity. What would be the outcome? He has to analyze in proper way what are the requirements or the HR human resource capacity or human resource requirement should be analyzed in a proper manner. The second comes forecasting the HR requirements. So after assessing the required HR capacity, it is a prime objective of every human resource manager to forecast or think in advance what are the human resource requirements in an organization. It could be there are various departments in HR section as well. So he has to analyze, could be recruitment, selection, training, induction, or compensation related tasks, any kind of task which will be accomplished. Every human resource manager should forecast his requirements in an organization in a better manner. The third comes gap analysis. After assessing the required current HR capacity and which is forecasted the HR requirements of an organization, he has to analyze, is there any gap between the forecasting or the current requirements. He has to analyze on, he has to fill the gap between the present and future HR requirements in an organization. The last comes developing HR strategies to support organizational strategies. So every human resource manager, he has to develop strategy which is on par with the organizational strategies. Once the human resource strategies have been set or the plans will be accomplished in a better manner, which in turn leads to the success of organization strategy, and the overall mission or overall vision of an organization will be accomplished or met in better way. In this particular slide, as you can see, this is the exact planning model, HR strategies, HR planning model of an organization. There are four important components here. As you can see, the strategic plan, the current state, and vision, which is followed by gap analysis. So it is a prime task of every human resource manager before implementing any kind of plan. So it is followed by current state. What is the current state of activities or current state of the organization will be checked, which is in turn linked to vision or values of an organization. So this plan will be led to two important parameters. One is current state of the organization and vision. It has to go hand in hand. As I already explained in the previous video, any kind of plans for present and future strategies will be accomplished by gap analysis. If any kind of gaps you find, that will be analyzed and set in a proper manner. So current state and vision will be accomplished in this particular gap analysis, which again lead to HR strategies and plans. So the plan will be accomplished With the after gap analysis, it will be gone to the HR strategies and plan. There are various plans or strategies in an organization. This is already explained in the previous videos as well. So this can be said as like various roles or duties performed by every human resource manager in an organization. You can see the first one like work design or classification, recruitment and selection, performance management, learning and development, HR information management, HR planning, organizational development, rewards and recognition, career development and succession management. Every human resource manager in an organization plays a very vital role in all these tasks accomplishment, starting from work design, how the work will be designed in a proper manner. All these are the basement of all these are HR strategies or planning will be there. So next comes recruitment selection. So what kind of how many employees are required for an organization? He has to analyze in a proper manner how many projects are there and now, and how many employees are required for that accomplishment of that particular project or task. He has to analyze in a better manner. There should not be any gap. Next comes performance management. Any the employees who are already working in an organization, he has to set a standard for each and every employee, and he has to analyze the performance of an organization, of employees in an organization. He has to set different parameters for different hierarchical levels, and he has to evaluate the performance of every employee in an organization. The next comes learning and development. It is going hand in hand. Once the performance everything has been said, and it is his duty as well to give proper training, and he has to make every employee learn and grow themselves with the learning, and which in turn leads to the organizational success. Next comes HR information management. He has to look in various inter-departments in human resource his activity as well. He has to look into HR information management as well, like it could be payroll section, compensation, or any grievance, employee grievance cell. Everything will be there. So he has to look into all these sections as well. Next comes HR planning. So all these are set, and he has to analyze the present and forecasting the budget or cost parameter as well. How much cost is required and what are the requirements? HR requirements will be there too for the organizational accomplishment or goals to be set or goals to be accomplished, like that. He has to analyze in a proper manner. Next comes organizational development. Once the strategies have been accomplished in a proper manner and everything is going in very smoothly, so organizational development, no doubt, organizational development will be it is very much there in the organization, or it is on par with the market standards. Next comes rewards and recognition. No doubt, every employee will given proper training and section, and his performance will be analyzed in a better manner. In each and every department level, the performance will be measured, and each performance will be compensated with the rewards and recognitions. This will boost the morale of every employee to work better and better. The last comes career development and succession management. Once the learning and development is being given, it is very much essential, and it is being given to the employees. And once all the employees have been set themselves for the proper learning and development activities, no doubt the career development of an individual as well as the overall organizational success will be there. So this is a brief, or we can see the broad HR planning model and analytical model of human resource planning in an organization. In this particular slide, as you can see, there are various steps or various factors which lead to human resource planning. As you can see, the first one, like we can start with the strategic direction. Next comes HR system, HRM system. Next, planning the total workforce. Next, it is leading to generating required human resource. Next, it is leading to investment or investing in human resource development and performance. And the last, assessment and sustaining organizational competence and performance. This has been already explained in the previous videos as well, and previous slides as well. First, he has to in the top level, the strategies will be set, and the plans, various ideas and plans will be set by an organization. and it will lead to HRM system, and human resource managers has to shape themselves the activities of the HRM for the organization success. Then he has to plan in a better manner what is the total workforce to be required for the accomplishment of the particular task. Then it will lead to the generating required human resource. He has to analyze how many employees are required for accomplishment of the particular task or his ideas, and he has to assess and initially assigning the people needed organizational workforce. He has to understand the required human resource for the accomplishment of the objectives. Later, once it is been identified and decision is taken, then it comes investing human resource development and performance. He has to invest, or here comes the cost parameter. How many employees are required for an organization or development of the competence or activities? He has to put investment for human resource development and performance. Later, once the investment of human resource development and performance is done, later he has to analyze or assess or evaluate the organizational competence level and performance of the organization, like measuring the organization progress, like how it was previously, how it was there, and currently what is the state of the organizational competence, and what would be the forecasting has to be done, what would be the future of organization, has to analyze like what are the desired outcomes and adjusting the system accordingly. So this is the overall sketch of strategic human resource planning model. So in this particular slide as well, it is in a very brief manner explains the different human resource management strategies. It starts with mission and goals, external analysis and internal analysis, which leads to the strategic choice, and HR needs. Later, once the HR needs have been accomplished through HR practices and HR actions, as I already told you, HR practices and HR actions comes in various departments like recruitment, induction, selection, induction, training, development activities, compensation, performance appraisal, and any different layers. We have different factors where HR practices and actions are being taken. At last, once all these strategies have been going in a smooth way or proper way, the firm performance will definitely be very good. Later, it will lead to the different emerging strategies. It makes the overall success of an organization in a better manner. In this particular slide, we can see there are various steps. The same explanation of the previous slides has been done here also. There are various, almost 5 steps, which explains the different human resource planning model. So the first one comes review of organization mission and objectives. No doubt, any organization success starts with vision or plan or idea or goal of an organization. So he has to analyze or review what are the various mission and vision or objectives of an organization success. Later, it leads to the review of human resource objectives and strategies. Once the vision is being set, later it comes to the objectives. What are the roles or responsibilities or duties to be performed in organizational level? He has to understand. Later, it leads to the 2 important parameters. One is assessing current human resource and forecasting human resource needs. In the previous slides, we explained clearly, once the objectives or strategies has been set, it should be assessed in a proper manner, like how many people are available now and what is their qualifications, like employee qualifications, and how it will be taken for how like if they are on par with the organizational success or task. Is there any requirement for a training to be given for the employees? He has to analyze. Later, it's moving to the forecasting human resource needs. Now the current state of the human resource is this much, and we have to analyze in future, going forward, in future, how many human resource needs are there, how many employees are to be worked, or how many employees to be recruited, and what are the different plans to be adopted for them, and is there any training facilities to be given for them. Everything will be the main role or the duty of an HR manager. He has to analyze all these things. Later, he has to, as you can see in this particular slide, assessing current human resource as well as forecasting the human resource. We have to make a comparison, and here next important step comes develop and implement human resource plans to match people and job openings. Once he's analyzing the current state of an organization and forecasting the future requirements, later he has to club together and he has to analyze or develop and implement human resource plans, you will be having different ideas or plans that will be accomplished through implementing different strategies in an organization on various parameters or various sections, like recruitment, as I already told you, recruitment or selection, training and development, compensation related thing, or labor management relations, like is there any issues or labor related activities, everything has to be taken care. So this is a legal and governing regulations of an organization. So this is a beautiful slide which explains clearly what are the different various strategies of a human resource manager in an organization for the accomplishment of objectives, starting from vision till development and implementing human resource strategies in a better manner. So this will lead to a success. This will definitely lead to a success of an organization. By this, I conclude myself with the presentation of different organizational planning, HR human resource planning model in an organizational success. Thank you.